Hello and welcome. For those of you who are new here, my name is Brian and I'm a clothing reseller on apps like Depop and Poshmark. And I've been doing reselling for about a year consistently. I did a little bit of reselling back around 2014, just for a few months on like eBay, but now I've been doing it seriously as a way to make money for the past year or so. And I had a job for most of that year, so Poshmark was kind of a part-time thing for me, but I got laid off 2 months ago and now it's becoming a little bit more full-time. I may end up going back to a day job, or I might just end up doing reselling as my full-time gig. We'll see how the next few months go, and everything's kind of up in the air with stuff that's going on in the world right now. But anyway, I thought it'd be really fun, since I've been selling for a year, to do my top 10 highest sales from the last year. You guys as much info as I can about where I got the item, how much I paid for it, how much I sold it for, and any insights about the brand. So I'm gonna go in order from lowest to highest, and most of these are $50 or over, except for one was $49. So that first one that was $49 was this Elton John tee, and I'll put a picture of it right here actually. And I got this from Kohl's in their clearance section for like $3, I think, but I have their credit card, so they almost always have coupons. So I think I got like 20 or 30% off on top of that $3. So I paid like maybe $2 something for this. And I had it listed for a while with no interest at all. So what I did was ended up bleach dyeing it, and it ended up selling for $49 not long after that. So if you have any like plain t-shirts and they're just like not selling for a really long time, you could try bleaching or tie-dyeing, but that trend is becoming a little bit more mainstream and more people are starting to make it. So be careful not to do too many, because the trend is becoming a little bit oversaturated. But yeah, paying $3 and selling it for $49 is really good, even though I did have to put in some extra work. Next is this pair of Eileen Fisher heels, and Eileen Fisher is a brand that is focused on mostly natural fibers in really good quality. So she's carried at places like Nordstrom, and it's kind of a little bit more of an older demographic. It's not really trendy. The styles are all pretty minimalist, and a lot of them have what you would call like lag-in look. You can look that up, but anyway, their stuff retails for like really high amounts, but the quality matches the price. But you just want to be careful, because some of the less in-style pieces don't tend to sell. So actually, my closet is more geared towards a younger customer most of the time, so I don't pick up this brand too much. But these heels were basically brand new, in amazing condition. I got them from the Value Village for I think $10 or maybe $12, and then sold them for $50. I was actually had them listed for closer to like $75 or $80, and I thought I'd be able to get that much, but I don't know. I just accepted the offer for $50, because still a good profit, and you don't want to hold on to things for too long. You know, if someone offers you $50 and you had it listed for $75, there's a chance that you might not get another offer for a long time or ever. So I would definitely just be careful with, letting it get to your head thinking you deserve more for an item when you get a good offer. So the next item is actually one that I bought from a thrift store probably 5 or 10 years ago for myself. So I've worn this t-shirt a lot of times. I think I picked $6 or $7 for it. And it's this liquid blue vintage 90s wizard tee, and it had a wizard graphic on the front and the back, which is good. Any of those like 90s t-shirts that are graphic on the front or back, those do really well on Depop. And Liquid Blue makes these t-shirts, and they still make them today, but they've been making them, I think, since the 90s. So the vintage ones are the actual valuable ones. So you can find this t-shirt in a modern print, but instead of having like a cloth tag on the back, most of the modern ones will have like the tag screen printed on the back. So you can see this one has the actual physical cloth tag, which is how I knew that it was vintage. And it's still a brand. Even if I found a modern one, I might pick it up for $1 or $2. And if it was the modern one, I would expect it to sell closer to $15 to $25, whereas the vintage ones can sell, as you see, for a lot more. This one sold for $50. So Sent that one off to a new home on Poshmark. Alrighty, the next item is this Harley Davidson embroidered top, and as you can see, it's modeled on a very pretty model. Her name is Autumn Jacobson, and I do pay all the models I work with, and she's the most professional experienced model that I work with, so I do pay her the most money. So I do factor in the cost of what I pay them into the shirt. So basically, if I pay a model $20 an hour and we shoot 10 items in that hour, I add an extra $2 to the price of each garment, like the cost price, and then factor that into my price. So this shirt, I think I paid $5 for, and I got it on offer up from a man who was unloading a ton of his Harley shirts. He was sick, he was a smoker, so he needed the money, and so I bought probably 30 Harley shirts off him, I think for $5 or $4 each. So this was one of them. I cropped it, and after I took a picture on the model, I listed it for $51, and that's what it sold for. So having photos on models can definitely increase the value. Most Harley crop tops like this probably sell for 20 to 25, but since I had that model showing how you can make it look super cute, that kind of will inspire people to want to buy for a higher price. All right, next is this Zara men's leopard print shirt jacket. So it was like a button-up shirt, but thicker, and could also be worn as a jacket. So this one I got from the TJ Maxx clearance section for $5, and I actually got two of them, and one of them sold for $60 and one of them sold for $50. They were new with tags, and it was right around the time that Tiger King came out, so I don't know if that had anything to do with that, but animal print has also been a really big trend over the last 2 years, especially leopard or cheetah. So consider that when sourcing if you see any animal print stuff. If it fits the style of your wardrobe or you feel like it's got a little bit more of a modern aesthetic, then definitely would recommend picking up leopard print stuff. And Zara is a mall brand, and their retail can actually be really high. Like, I think that jacket originally retailed over $100, but then in stores they mark down their clearance super low, like $5, sometimes $3. So then they also apparently liquidate to TJ Maxx. So even though it's a mall brand, they do have a little bit better of a reputation for quality compared to the other fast fashion brands like H&M or Forever 21. So don't discount Zara. I would stay away from the more basic pieces, and definitely don't pay more than $5 for it unless you know for sure that you can get a high return by looking up comps. Alrighty. So the next item is this pair of a Goldie high-waist denim that I got from the Goodwill bins for denim usually costs like $1 or $2 there because it's by the pound. And a Goldie is a brand that's carried on places like Revolve and Shopbop, and they make really high quality thick cotton denim that is usually high waist, and it's worn by a lot of celebrities. Like Emma Roberts wore the did she wear these pair? She wore a pair. Anyway, so they're just really good high quality thick jeans, and there's definitely a good resale market for these because I sold these for $75 and they were used. So definitely be on the lookout for a Goldie. I think that's how you pronounce it, is a Goldie or a gold. I don't know. A gold, a Goldie. I don't know. Anyway, so next is this Free People mock neck sweater that I got from the Goodwill bins. When I got it, it was a little bit dingy, so I had to like clean it up. But every time I would wash it, like a hole would appear. So then I had to have my boyfriend's mom fix the hole. So it just felt like every time I would fix one flaw, there would be another. But eventually with bleach and some sewing and patience and, you know, a little elbow grease, I was able to fix all the flaws. And when the person got it, was apparently a Christmas gift for their mom, so they didn't open it for like a week or two. And then they tried to open a case with Poshmark claiming that the sweater smelled like bleach, which it smells like bleach because I bleached it. I think originally the sweater was a little bit more of a cream color, but when I bleached it, it became a little more white. So maybe that's what upset the buyer, but the thing is I photographed it the way it is. I showed it in the pictures true to life. So even though she was mad that I bleached it, I represented it correctly in the pictures, and I didn't say it was brand new. I didn't say it was the original color. So Posh actually ended up siding with me. So shout out to them for having my back. But yeah. Anyway, so she was just mad that, I don't know, I think she didn't like it for whatever reason and was trying to just say she didn't like it because of the bleach. Anyway, good riddance. It sold for $80 and I don't have to deal with it anymore. So the next item was this Unif sweater that sold for $84. And I got this from the Goodwill bins for about $1. And it was, when I found it, it was so dingy and dirty. It was covered in dirt and pills. So I had to use my handy little sweater shaver. So these, basically you just turn it on and do little small circles all around the sweater gently, and it'll get all the pills off of it. And then I had to OxiClean the crap out of it. And after lots of love and care, I brought it back to its original condition. And Unif is a clothing brand. I believe they were started in the 90s, but they rose to fame in like around 2010 to like 2015, I would say was their height. Back when like Tumblr was super in. So it's all of their stuff kind of has a nostalgic style. Most of it is very like 90s or Y2K with like a little bit of grunge or goth kind of mixed in. And UNIF stands for You're Not in Fashion. And I actually bought one of their backpacks back in like 2013. And I used it for about 2 months and didn't put that much stuff in it. It was a vegan leather backpack and I got tons of compliments, but it fell apart so fast. Like the shoulder straps just ripped right off. So I don't necessarily think this company is good quality. I think that they have very good styles, and they've actually been accused of stealing a lot of their designs directly from other designers. So basically what they do is go to thrift stores and grab like a vintage dress, and then they send it to their factory to be copied. There's a whole Instagram page dedicated to this called Unif Copied. And if you guys, want to look into that, the proof pretty much seems to be in the pudding. It's hard to deny that they're doing that, but that's actually pretty commonplace in the fashion industry to just find a garment out somewhere at a store and reproduce it. But normally the companies will at least change the fabric or the color or change some things, and Unif was just basically copying exactly. So I don't approve of that, but it is common in the fashion industry, so I can't look down on them too much. But anyway, it sold for $84. Not all of their pieces are going to sell for this much. They had a collaboration with Urban Outfitters. That doesn't sell very much, for very much. And then they're more, like this piece was a really iconic piece featured all over their social media, and I don't think it was produced a ton. So if you can find one of their older pieces from the height, just research comps, and yeah, their sweaters do really well. So $84 for a sweater that I got from the Goodwill outlet for $1. That's an amazing return on investment. Next is this Michael Kors leather jacket that I sold for $98. So I was at the Goodwill bin outlets and I was waiting in line to check out, and there was 3 middle-aged women who were looking at this jacket, and I heard one of them say, "Oh, it's so heavy it'll be too expensive." So they threw it back. So I immediately went and got it, and I was like, okay, how much could this be? It's a heavy leather jacket, but it could only be $3 to $5. I think it came out somewhere in there. And yeah, so their loss was my gain. That's one thing to think about when you're leaving the Goodwill outlets, especially when they're closing at the end of the day. Make sure you watch what other people are putting back, and sometimes you can even negotiate with other people. Maybe you have something in your cart that they want and they have something in their cart that you really want. So don't be afraid to check out what other people are doing. Talk to other resellers. When I'm there and I find something that I know doesn't work for me, I will pass it off to the next reseller. My highest selling item from the last year on Poshmark was this pair of a Goldie high-waist denim, and these are actually the ones that were worn by Emma Roberts from American Horror Story, Julia Roberts' niece, I believe. Anyway, but these ones were brand new with tags. I found them on the same day that I found the other pair, so whoever donated these really nice jeans to the Goodwill, thank you so much. I made over $200 off them. But these ones were actually new with tags, which I they're originally 170 and I sold them for 129. So the fact that I was able to sell them like so close to retail says a lot about this brand. And it's been since last November since I sold the last pair. So who knows, maybe the brand value has gone down a little bit. Definitely research comps, but overall, a Goldie is going to be one of the big denim brands you're going to want to look out for. You don't see it too much, but if you do, definitely pick it up because, yeah, my biggest sale on Posh, and it could be yours too. Anyway, I hope you guys found this information really helpful, and thank you so much for stopping by. And if you did find this helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you gave this video a big thumbs up because it helps me out a lot. And if you want more reselling content, I'd appreciate it if you just hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you soon.